Overcoming systemic apathy in teaching. Good morning, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about something very important for all of you aspiring teachers, that is, the challenges in fostering teacher agency and how we can overcome systemic apathy in education. Imagine a classroom where a passionate teacher wants to implement new teaching methods, integrate digital tools, or create a more engaging learning experience for students. However, every attempt is blocked by rigid rules, lack of support, as well as limited opportunities. This is what we call systemic apathy. It is where an environment where enthusiasm and innovation in teaching are discouraged rather than nurtured. As future educators, you must understand these challenges and, more importantly, how to overcome them. Let's break it down step by step. Understanding systemic apathy. So, what does systemic apathy mean? It refers to a system where teachers feel unsupported, undervalued, and unable to bring change. It refers to what? It refers to a system where teachers feel unsupported, undervalued, and unable to bring change. The system itself, rather than the individuals, create barriers that limit teacher growth and creativity. Let me share a quick story. There was a teacher named Mr. Ravi who worked in a school where innovation was discouraged. He had brilliant ideas to make learning more interactive, but his principal always said, stick to the textbook. Frustrated, he eventually stopped trying and his passion faded. This is what happens when systemic apathy takes over. Teachers who could change lives lose their spark. But can this be changed? Absolutely. And that's what we will explore today. Limited support. One of the major issues is the lack of institutional support for teachers' welfare. Teachers work tirelessly, yet they rarely receive appreciation or encouragement from the administration. Think of it like this: if you're playing football, but your coach never gives you feedback or support, will you improve? No. Similarly, without proper support, teachers struggle to grow. So, what can be done? Schools and institutions must create a culture where teachers feel valued through recognition, mental health support, as well as professional development opportunities. Professional development. Another major issue is inadequate access to continuous learning opportunities. Let's say you buy a smartphone, however, you never update its software. Over time, it will become slow and outdated. The same happens with teachers. If they don't keep learning, their teaching methods become less effective. Sadly, many institutions also do not prioritize teacher training. Workshops, conferences, and exposure to new teaching strategies are often missing. A good teacher is a lifelong learner. If you stop learning, you stop growing. Solutions? School and education departments must invest in continuous professional development programs to ensure teachers stay updated with new teaching strategies. There is also restrictive initiative and rigid hierarchies. A major roadblock is that teachers have very little say in decision making. In many schools, All decisions are made by administrators, and teachers just have to follow. Their ideas are often ignored, leading to frustration and loss of motivation. Imagine a classroom where students are never allowed to ask questions or share opinion. Would that be an effective learning space? No. Just like students, teachers must also be given a voice. To solve this, schools should encourage teacher led initiative where teachers can share ideas, innovate, and take charge of their classrooms. Then there is also lack of mentorship. Another challenge is the lack of mentorship for new teachers. Think about when you learned to ride a bicycle. You probably had someone guiding you, holding the bike until you found your balance. However, in many schools, new teachers are left to figure everything out on their own, which can be overwhelming. Without guidance, they struggle to manage classrooms, plan lesson, or even gain confidence in teaching. So, what's the solution? Mentorship programs. Every new teacher should be paired with an experienced mentor who can guide them through the very first few years. The support can make a huge difference in shaping passionate and confident educators. Despite all these problems, we also have possible solutions. So let us see what these possible solutions are. The first one is mentorship program, which means connecting experienced teachers with new ones can make the transition easier. The second one is teacher led initiatives. Schools should encourage teachers to research, experiment, and implement new teaching strategies. The third one is professional development, which means that continuous learning should be a priority. The fourth one is feedback cultures. Teachers should be given platform to share feedback and ideas. So as future teachers, you have the power to bring change. Remember, systemic apathy does not have to define you. Be the teacher who challenges the norms, seeks growth, and supports fellow educators. Let's take inspiration from the story of Sandip Maheshwari, who failed multiple times but never gave up on his passion to inspire others. Just like him, you will also face many challenges. However, your passion for teaching must always be greater than the obstacles in front of you. Your passion for teaching must always be greater than the obstacles in front of you. A great teacher does not just teach, a great teacher inspire. So go out there and be the change makers in education. Thank you for your time and attention.